Hello, everyone. Doing this video off schedule from a lot. Decided to share the story and talk about our lab section. If you know a lot, you know that we have our main business and we have our side business. This is how we make money to sponsor a lot. And that place is legit. That place is very, very advanced. I think we achieved some really unprecedented and crazy results in the sport of design, and lab 24/6 lab represent that. So I will be talking about that today. This video will be available to watch later. If you have any questions, please post them to the chat so we can have a discussion here. And then after the conversation, after I tell the story, looking forward to questions. Right, let's go. So lab 246lab.com. So we on the website, there's nothing here, right? Because we think that people who know, they know. There's no need to. It's like Lamborghini don't advertise on TV because there's no audience for their product. Same here. People who know about lot, people who know about lab, they are, in my view, extremely advanced. And not like elite advanced, but rather they can feel something and not afraid to like what they feel, not like what they're supposed to like. So in that sense, I think the audience of this is very advanced. And we always believed that there's no need to dump down anything or make it lower, assuming that there are people out there who just can't get it. So we always do our work as a movie where there's a lot of things between the lines. There's a lot of hidden messages and secrets between the lines. And so that's the filter. If you know, you can see and read through everything. You know exactly what's going on. If you don't get it, or rather you don't, not ready to open up, that's the better way to describe it, then you'll just see random images on your screen and you will demand an explanation. I don't want to satisfy people who demand explanation, but I want to just tell the story of lab, and I think some people might find it interesting. So if you scan this QR code, you will go to our YouTube channel, because we can write anything about us. We can put those nice, pretty images taken by the photographer, and we can record a video for about section. But it's all fake. So rather, you scan this QR code, and if you're really interested who we are, you can just join one of these streams and listen the accents, listen the sometimes anxiety, listen to real people talking about real thing that they're trying to build. And sometimes you'll hear genuine excitement and just you'll feel the energy. So it's real life that we're trying to show. We're not building a fake pedestal. We're not building a fake storefront. This is as real as it can get between us in the team and between the clients that we work with. There's no hidden agenda here. So we operate in two parts of the world, LA and Moscow. Historically, I'm from Russia, so I know a lot of people in Moscow, and I know how advanced the designers are in Moscow, in Russia in general, because we spend a lot of time on internet, and there's winter, nothing to do, so you can really master your skills and master your craft. So just I know a lot of people who are very advanced in design in Moscow, so this is the place where we want to scale and give opportunity to people without moving anywhere, because that's not necessarily the ultimate need, but staying, living in the place they love, like Moscow, but still utilizing the talent that this city or the country can offer. And I see a lot of times a lot of Russian design is out there, and then someone major global copy it and it's become global. So we want to kind of end that piece and work with designers from all over the world, of course, but historically Moscow, and make big things utilizing the talent that exists in here. Also, we have studio in Los Angeles, and I see this as our headquarters. This is the place where we operate a lot from, and first of all, we're building a story here in general. We're trying to tell that there is an alternative way to live and be, and that is a thought, but that thought has to be packed, wrapped into the story. Not fake story, but a story, so it's consumable. That's why we call it writer's room. And I see the place in LA growing more for crazy ideas. And of course, these two places will intersect and exchange knowledge, but that's the structure. We, once again, we're doing the whole thing for a lot. That's the only thing we want to build. So we're not really an agency. We don't have, by design, the infrastructure of the agency. There's no product managers. There's no salespeople who will go and just. We work with people who understand it, and there's no bullshit. It's just fast transactions, fast work, ultimate quality. And we would work on short projects, and we would work on long-term projects, because for us it's the same. We getting our inspiration from pulling information from 24/6 universe that year, how we see it objectively as a group, as a community, what we want there to be. So we're not designing things from our head, kind of. We're designing things from that scenario in 2046 that we want to play. And that's why it doesn't matter what to design. It can be any project. It could be city if needed, because we just pull from that universe. And whether it's pair of socks or pair of buildings, it's the same thing. Because behind that, there's a story bigger than the utility of the product, and they interconnect. So every product that you'll see is interconnect. Everything is connected to one each other, and that this is work for the past 10 years. So let's do it. Yeah, we worked most recently with Daimler, Asia, Mercedes-Benz. We worked with Google. We worked with Airbnb. We even worked with Pornhub through Yeezy. We worked with Kim, 8 KKW Beauty. We did some work for Snap, and we worked with Kanye West at Yeezy. So our recent project is Mercedes. We published it just a week ago, I guess, and the brief was to design a new type of Mercedes vehicle, something that will allow better transportation, but also find a new meaning in the brand. It's all changing. We don't need to travel that much. Cars changing their appearance and their shapes, their utility because of car sharing and pandemic. There's many new parameters. So the car is something else. So that was the brief. In short, we talked a lot with Carla, who commissioned this project and gave us the ultimate guidance. That's actually an important part of this whole presentation, is that we work with people who get it 100%. And so then we were approached by Carla. She gave us just ultimate freedom, trust. She said, I see this as a vehicle where you can open a window and just get some wind in your hair and feel that freedom for a second. You can't do this on private jet even. You can't do this on commercial airline, in the car. But here, you will have this moment of peace between commute between cities. You're going from one city to another city on a business trip, and that's just one utility for this. This is the front of the bus. You see we have no lights here because the whole bus is very bright. Everything is, you'll see everything is light up. So we figured that there are two necessities for lights in general. One is to illuminate a road in front of the bus for the computer to read the road. And second, for other participants, for other drivers to see them, to see the bus while it's driving. So on the back mirror, basically. That's why we decided that lights, the circles, just retro. There's no need for them. This is a computer vehicle. It operates on different terms than a human, and very shortly, soon, other computer vehicles will read it on the road. So yeah, we don't need lights here. The bus is semi-self-driving, if that's the term. So it's designed that there's always a chauffeur because you need that. It's like the captain of the ship, rather. You need a person who is always there, who operates the machinery. So although the bus obviously can drive by itself, there is definitely a person who observes this throughout entire journey. That's the back. All silver. All solar surfaces are silver. Even tint on windows is silver. So it's 100% Mercedes. Ultimate Mercedes, I would say. You see, the back is very Mercedes because of the recent prototypes of GL and just concept cars. So we incorporated the Mercedes language into this vehicle without it screaming Mercedes. And I really see this as an achievement because the brand is always more subtle than just the shape. Like there are a lot of examples out there. So of course the shape has a little bit of Mercedes, but just by the proportions and the vibe of the product, you know it's Mercedes. You know, it's almost like you don't need logo here. You can tell. I think that's a very important note here, that we try to design the universe, the vibe, rather than some gimmick shape. The bus is articulated. That means that it has these silicone rubber bellows, and it allowed to maneuver with ease on the tiny roads and make it long, big. So there are a lot of it can put many passengers with comfort, luxury, and once again that's an interesting design challenge. How you make basically public transport like a train that almost can go sometimes overnight, but still Mercedes quality, Mercedes luxury, Mercedes comfort. And it's important, part of the product is Mercedes status. So it is iconic to own a Mercedes. It's a status thing. How you transfer this to something communal where you don't even own a thing. The bus is modular. That means that we have to design just one piece. And it's like designing an airplane or a spaceship. We have one module that is forever, basically. But then the internals, swappable. So that's how we're fixing this problem of cars or just vehicles being old fast. We designed the simplest, the most rigid modular system for the shell. Then wheels, windows, electronics, computer, interior, everything can be swapped and made from better materials, so they are actually recyclable, where the shell is like Starship, it's just forever. You see, using this module, the bus can have many shapes and many utilities. So for example, here, that's just one cabin here. You can see there's one door, and this is the sleeping area. This is the possibly a shower, some seating there. A person inside every module is standing, so it feels like a small house on wheels. This one is bunk beds, so you see one person here, another person here. So this is different, for the lack of better description, different class of travel. But I also see this as team uh, team bus, so you can take a meeting or an offsite or brainstorm session, say 10 hours trip from one location to another location. This is where you sleep and this is where you work. So inside it's not just one bed, it's a table, full size studio basically, um, with obviously fast 5G internet, sta- stable so it's not shaky. You sit, work there, and you sleep here overnight. To tie the whole thing together and explain that it's not about the bus or vehicle, it's about the universe, the comfort. And comfort is not a focused thing. Comfort is not just the seat in the car. Comfort is the sound, the seat, the wind, the smell, the touch, the move of suspension. Everything is comfort. So, uh, say for each destination, there's special pair of slippers. They can be different depending on the trip you're taking and where you're going, depending on what was your module and how you design it. So if you not design it, request it. If you booked a studio to work, that may be one way to dress. If you book this as just say overnight bus and you will be sleeping for 6 hours and then have another 6 hours of working there, maybe you have something like this where you have a scuba sock and it's also shiny silver, and you have this silicone slipper that you can wear on top of the sock. This is only for you to maybe walk to the bathroom. This is also designed so um, you might go outside for a second because the chauffeur, the driver, stopped the vehicle. That's something that AI can't do. The driver stopped the vehicle in between cities and just saying, "Yo, if you want, you can go out and enjoy the sunset for a second." And it's like 7-10 minutes stop, and everyone and they have the sleepers there. So you wear your Mercedes uniform for the trip, basically housewear, the design for the trip. And so if you decided to go out, just put the slippers on, go out, stretch your legs, see the sunset, smell the air, go back into the cabin, put the slippers off. So it's extremely simple utility. That's why there's no need to design it to the extreme. It's almost like a processed image in a way. Pure utility end up being like this. Also, it'll be visible later, but I also uh, have to mention that each module can be equipped with separate entrance. So you can enter a module from a separate door, and that is also a new idea because usually even if there's a train or a bus, every group vehicle, any public transportation have basically one door of entrance, sometimes a few doors, but you still walk in and walk out with other people, let's put it this way. Here, each module can be equipped with a personal door. So if you book in just this one cabin, you'll have your own door. So that experience with sunset will be fun because some people will go out, some people will stay in, no disturbance. This is a package that you might find inside Mercedes in the morning. It contained with, say, soap, pressed towel, lotion, some vitamins, and pressed underwear. So you peel this out, you open up, and this is your personalized package that you will find there. And we say, you'll see later, we say from beginning of the project that everything should be full scale. It's not like some kind of hotel experience where you feel limited, you feel still homeless. Let's say it like this. This is where it is for you, but you have full scale soap, you have full scale lotion. You can use it for months after. And I think those small, it's not a big difference in price, but those small details will change the perception of this vehicle. It's not someone else's home that you go in and there were other people. This is your home. Just because the soap is the normal size. It's crazy how it works, guys. The bus stop, also a dispatch center, also an assembly line where those modules are customized, put it together. Every module is balancing. It has balancing motor, and independent battery pack. That means that in theory, we are going to a little bit of sci-fi here because we need to test this and prototype. But in theory, they all move like these independent bugs, and then they plug themselves to form a train. So every car is separate, independent, and then they, like some kind of drones, they assemble each other into this train. So this can be done with minimum interference from human. Completely autonomous bus stop that cleans, assemble itself, and ready to for another tour. And I think that's a great metaphor and a great explanation of the technology and human together. So there's no one after another or bigger than another. Machines can operate as machines, but humans can be together with it, where it's not this robot that does what you tell. Once again, it nests you inside, it's nurture you inside, and the chauffeur, being a captain of the ship, nurtured back, taking people's energies, passenger energies, transfer back to the vehicle. I really think that is important to understand that every product is alive like this. And we feel so bad as a society right now because so many products are dead. And this is an example of thinking not just about shape, but about how machines and humans should operate together. I love the detail. This is in expandable lights, possibly can be cameras, back cameras. You see pieces of vent here, so it's extremely well designed. It's designed like a gadget. Every piece is thought through. It's 100% Mercedes. I think that's important because this is still, we're doing this for someone else. This is a Mercedes. The quality of build, the quality of seams, everything is advanced. But it's public transportation. Just reading some comments on the chat. I don't know the wind rises reference typed X, but um, maybe we didn't put it in, but the idea of this wind of freedom is definitely incorporated in every piece. Orange saying this is a cyborg augmentation to human beings. Yes, it's a good way to put it. It is like extension of you. It's just different scale. It's like an animal. Absolutely 100%. So on this website, we publish a lot of backstage images because that's what Kanye West taught me, and I passed it to the team, is that the energy is only captured fast. That's why he's doing his work in a second, in a split of the moment. Music, everything sketch happens fast because the first thing that comes after years and years and years of work is always correct because you already fine tune your tool to perfection. All you need to do is fine tune your mind so it's not in front of you. It's like professional sportsmen. They, while they do it with themselves, um, by themselves in say training session, they would beat everyone. They would beat world records. But once they on the actual arena, then the nerves get in. Then the mind start to kick in, and that's what, in a way of breaking those records. So what we're doing here is same thing. We expose that energy and show that there's so much information besides behind every single image that you can feel it, the vibration. And yeah, the results could be just one image at the end of the day. But why it feels special, we explain later. By the way, I think not everyone knows that you reload the site, you have new images here. So we literally have thousands and thousands and thousands of images on this website. Some projects have hundreds, some projects have tens, some projects like Lot, they have just thousands of images. So not like tens of thousands, but a few thousand. Mercedes, side view, and all the images are high res. Sometimes we would receive people saying, can you send us high res images or for the press? It's all here. Every image is final output, so you can download it from here and it'll be it's just a high res for your sampling, for your enjoyment. Side view, the key, the beginning of work on the shoe. You see the sock, the elimination possible. Another version of the key with pearl button. There was a lot of course, it's not maybe even visible like that, but obviously we went through all the iterations that, let's say other people would go through. We just push it a little further. We didn't stop on the version where it's good enough. And I know it sounds very, corny, but it is true because we're going through many, 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 many iterations of something that others would stop. And I'm not saying it as a shame. I'm just saying this like, don't stop. There's always a better version. That's the perfection that you're seeking. There's always a better version. But sometimes it clicked and you feel like it's done. And that's the moment when it starts to shine, really. Another beautiful render of the community center. I like this image. This you see the human scale, and I love this because this bus is militant and looks like a robot, but also it has this super cute elements all over it, and it's not something that comes just by itself, where you have this silicone soft and the shapes of the windows and the arc for the wheels trying to comfort you in the presence of this such big robot, all silver, all metal. It is feels like a spaceship, and I love the mix of cuteness, of love, and just this militant vibe of it. You see, it can turn crazy. That's one of the early renderings for the uh, cabin. So you see the size of the human, the scale. It's extremely comfortable. Alternative version for the sleepers. Well, not alternative. That's a version for another trip, just for another location. So here you're going from Tokyo to Nara. That will be around 5 hours. There could be different destinations. Once again, different accessories. Side view of the key. You see this the size of the bus. This is a slideshow from the presentation we did for Daimler. You see the size, the length of the vehicle, of the train, doesn't mean that it's not really correlating with the passenger amount, because it's about comforts, and so and being modular and fit all kind of experiences. So I see that here we have 12 people. This is very packed train. Here, almost same size, but we have only 2 passengers because they operate. One operate here, second operate here. That's a storage communal place service, and this is a cabin for the driver. I am assuming this is some long cross-country stuff where you would go maybe 3 days on the road, working, talking, meeting with people, and that's why even the driver has its luxury, like long-term long-distance truck drivers. The chauffeur have their own luxury here of living in the Mercedes vehicle and helping these people, these two probably rich guys, girls, to go through that trip. The example we used for this is that it has to be like a host, so someone that can talk to you like at the bar, comfort you, someone who can help you with almost any need you need here, but not a servant. It's a host. So you know that you operate a vehicle of this person. So there could be some details. Sometimes you get into the Uber and they have like candy and water, and just for no reason, just because they like that. So same here. The chauffeur, that's their vehicle. So you bond with the chauffeur and you stay private But if you need anything, it's not a servant, it's not a waiter who going to bring you stuff. You asking a host of the place. I think to me that's a very important, once again, shift, because we established that that's like a cyborg, like a animal that this host operates, but then there's also human touch, the host. And so you being in, no matter how much money you pay, you respect it on a different level. Here we see 6 passengers. Here, just 1 passenger. So in theory, this whole vehicle can be my home in the city. So I can live here. It can ride me around, or I can go cross country on this with a chauffeur. It's just like a private jet. Like Maybach, right? We have in one modification, we have a Maybach experience, and we have Buzz experience. Same modification, same module, same parts. This is the interior, and in interior you see that it has no furniture. Of course, furniture is outdated. It's this calm temple for you, where you finally meet yourself. It's completely soundproof. Scream, rehearse your presentation, talk to someone on the phone, talk to yourself, say whatever you want. It's protected. You don't feel, if you don't want to, you can switch on and switch off. You don't hear the outside world don't hear you. It's a temple of you. The light, the sound, the smell, everything is designed so you feel that psychedelic arousal, I would say. Then you get in. You feel your body is vibrating on higher frequency, because everything is designed for that. We're not forcing you to follow no rules, even the rules of going to bed, rules of having a bed, having a chair. I see this place like we would travel in hotel, completely messed up. Socks, food everywhere. Just you live like in a cave. You're finally free for a second. And it's easy to clean, and it's designed the way that you won't trash it. You will keep it clean. So I'm thinking the moment you're in, no matter who you are, an executive, I don't know, someone who works on internet, a mom with 2 kids, small family, you will feel closer to yourself or together. There's nothing that creates a false sense of reality. There's no escape drugs here. There's no mini bar here. This is not a hotel room. This is not a house on the wheels. This is the ultimate luxury of not worrying about nothing. This is, by the way, 2 modules combined together, so you can imagine the size. This is one and another one. This is the door here. I love these beautiful illustrations. It shows you the vibe of the place. And one of the things that we thought important to show, because we're not designing industrial design, like we're not doing graphic design, we're not doing even product, we're doing user experience, human experience, how you can feel better. And one of the things you have to design is behavior. You have to design the rituals. And so the place should be designed where you can't walk in wearing your door or other world shoes. You should feel at home here immediately, and use slippers. You're walking into your home. That's not a public space. So shoes off. The key was crucial for us because that's another piece of user experience of Mercedes, our human experience as someone who want to project success and a little bit of ego. Nothing bad with that. You made it, so why not show it? And how you design a key when there's no car? How you make that experience where you walk into the meeting and you put your Mercedes key on the table and everyone knows that you made it. You have this key. You have the Mercedes key. You can't say I'm traveling by bus, that's not that cool. So you have this beautiful key that you own. Subscribing to this service, you own that key. And it's always in the pocket with you. You don't have to pay for it. You're already in by having it. And then you book your place and you can open it only with your key. So technically you own a Mercedes, but you don't own it. You subscribe to a service of Mercedes. You own just this piece of metal. I can go for hours. I probably can go for an entire day about this. I will speed up a little bit. There's a lot of things to cover. But I recommend everyone to refresh the image, to refresh the page, see more images. We put everything, even the slides that we did for Mercedes executives. So you have a very first row experience by browsing through the images, and every line, of course, with the meaning. As I said, if you want to find the key to the universe, you will find it here. There's no secrets. There are more different designs of the keys. Different designs for the, once again, different routes, different beauty packages, self-care packages. Another versions of this, other versions of that. Imagine the slippers. Some kind of transparent foam, like the Yeezy foam runners. We test a lot of things, guys, before we made the decision. That's why it feels so good, because it's tested many times, talked many times. Every single detail is for a reason here. There's no gimmicks. You see, one door, a line. Many doors, no lines. Decision made, many doors. Think about it as a user experience. Anywhere you go, even if you go to, private jet an exception, but still a little bit, lines everywhere. Traffic, airport security, the lines everywhere. With this single gesture, we can eliminate the lines and therefore made it next level comfort immediately. Yes, additional cost to the door, right? But if it's a modular system, it's the same module. This is how we describe the ultimate experience. You, by yourself, looking, dreaming about the future North Star, where you want to go, having your favorite food, in bed, in ultimate comfort of scent, temperature, and light. Look at this. This is insane. Imagine having this key, knowing that you have that 8 hours of just the best time travel. Yeah, I can go, and I mean, I'm trying to stop myself. I can go by with hours and hours about every image. I recommend you explore this by yourself. And let me see if there are any questions on Mercedes. I'm going to move to the next project, which is Arc. I'm going to go through every project, guys, today, so buckle up. This is like 4 hours video. Any Igor asking a good question. Any special app or integration? Lot style or different, or experience is completely tangible. Another good question. What is that small chip in the see-through key? Right. So here's the this video. I don't maybe like this. Yeah. Here's the video. An example of one of the experiences here. Something that Carla told us that, like, guys, let's remove the technology. Let's remove this screens everywhere. And yeah, answering your question, we try to make it super tangible. So technology is throughout the whole thing, but there's no uh, buttons for, say, light. We should know better. We should design experience for you. So we give you the light that we think fits you, and it is very possible. It is very easy to know a few key points about the personality and adjust temperature, light, environment according to a person. So, quick example could be you going through crazy scenic route. You can you don't have to dim the windows that much. You can unlock the locks on the door. You can on the window. You can let in some of that air and some of that sound, because it's maybe you go on Highway 1 and it's ocean. Before that, we can even ask you, because remember, you subscribe to that service, and we know what's going on. So that key is your token, and if we know that you have, say, asthma, or you you don't sleep good at night, whatever the reason is, like your physical body experience, it's easy to adjust that. And knowing by Lapka experience that the standards that places or things have, they not necessarily represent everyone, obviously. And if you have asthma, you might need a different type of air there. If you have some allergies, it also depends. The dryness of the air can affect your experience dramatically. So, and people might not even know this. That's another interesting thing. So I think having a perfect onboarding, and rather I would call it relationship, and that's I think was missing with every brand out there, that there's no ongoing relationship with me as a user, where this service knows I will go and buy Mercedes. It will be just brand new Mercedes. It don't know that I don't like that mode. I will have to adjust it once again. I'll go and book my Airbnb, and it will be just brand new experience. It doesn't even know that I don't like that street, or I can't stay there, or I can't stay at Sun. Like, there's basic stuff that companies don't know. Although they manage to sell our data still somehow, but they don't use the data for us. So here, it's extremely tangible, but it has an opinion about what's best for you. So that's how I would describe technology here. It's like self-driving, right? It drives for you things. But yeah, of course, there will be a screen of your phone, and that's where you can. That's technologies we even research and prototype during Lapka days. You can point to a certain place, and a screen will change and show you. Okay, right? You point on light, the camera, and it understands that you want to change the light, so it's you can control on your phone. You point the camera to, that corner over there with the vents, and it understands that you need to change the environment. So to me, it's like a conversation with a human being rather than buttons and screens and preferences all over the place. It shouldn't be there. That's not decisions you want to make. And of course, you leave this to people. People will play with that because that's another escape drug. No, we want this to be pure. So the integration is there, but it has to be seamless. And this is an example of one screens where you walk in, not seamless, invisible. This is the example where you walk in on the street and you close to location, you just can't find this place. You open up and Mercedes logo, the star guides you where you have to walk. It has this compass inside and just tells you right, left, right. The goal, you will see it throughout every project we're doing, especially with lot, of course, to eliminate the data technology from your site. That's something for machine to work with. You need to enjoy yourself, the human experience. Oh yeah, another question. The small chip inside the key. Well, that's the idea that that's all it takes to capture all the technology needed. And but this is not what human can comprehend, and that's not the ultimate way. So making a custom body for this chip. So basically, the chip is that piece of antenna and computer and battery inside that can work for years and receive some data from the bus occasionally. Like that technology is out there. You don't even need to connect it to phone. Just have everything capsuled there for basic integrations, like open the doors, pay for something, etc. Maybe read it with your phone. But the body is designed only for human comfort. So this is the machine talking to machine. This is human talking to human. I mean, machine talking to human. So, or service talking to human. So, having this system, this is just another idea. Having this system here will allow to make personal keys depend on location, person, whatever the experiences they book, but having just one chip, that Mercedes chip inside. So I like this because people would put so much effort to design one feature like this with like the keys and crazy bodies and some gimmick features, because otherwise it's looked too small, and you need to sell this stuff. So we just clearly separate this, right? This is the utility. This is it's like Kanye would say, emotional, utilitarian need and emotional want. So that's the utilitarian need. That's the emotional want. They can't go one without other. You can't just design an emotional want. That's a sculpture. You can't just design utilitarian need. That's sad life, and that's what we see all around us. The mix of these things together is the key. One of the things that people misjudge in the past few weeks, they thought that we transform lot to Mercedes. Well, that's not true, of course. We, as I said, build in one universe. It doesn't matter what you come with. We're just going to give you how it's supposed to be. Doesn't matter what we're doing. It's the same vibe for the past 10 years at least, where we're just doing the same thing. It's the vision for that world, just different representations of that. And I'm grateful to Carla and Mercedes because we were able to show that that vision applied to anything, and that vision, that formula works for something as complex as creating a heritage-driven, a vehicle in a heritage-driven brand, a future vehicle in a heritage-driven brand. You still can apply that formula and do this. But as I said, respectfully, this is our side work. This is something we do on the side, and to be fair, we're trying to go away from that world because we want to focus fully on Lot, on Arc, on Ghost, on those on products. That's what we're doing. That's the life mission. So we do other things to make money while we're doing this because we in hard times right now with the pandemic and just shifting of the timelines. People are changing dramatically. So and our setup is changing dramatically. So I just want to make this very clear, and we're not selling out this. We're not selling out ourselves. We're not going to work for any corporation. We work with other people like Carla, who ask us for something very dear, and full of love. Like, how can I travel with my hair in the window? How can I travel sustainably? But we don't really care what the corporation thinks about it, So we designed this for us. That's how Mercedes for me should look like. This is how Mercedes for Carlo, Joe should look like. But that's not something we sell out. We never sell this out. And our focus on Lot and Arc 1 and Ghost, community, you guys, these streams, that's the focus. Everything else is, I would even call it an unfortunate obstacle that we have to go through, right? We have to make some money to keep this alive. We would not work with other companies if we would have full funding for the 24/6 universe. But at the end of the day, it all played out well, I would say, because that 24/6 universe is more visible for people after we show things like Kim Kardashian projects or Mercedes projects, because now you understand that doesn't matter. There's no bad thing out there. There's just bad design out there. Typed X asking, will there be a special video about Mercedes? Well, maybe. As I said, maybe. It's not the priority. If there's an interest, we can do that with Joe, the designer of this project, lead designer, Carla, the team from their side. So we can make this. I'm just want to show high level of every project. As I said, I'm sure Joe can go just for hours and hours about Mercedes. Imagine how many details there. Everything is thought through, everything. And I'm sure Carla can go for days about this as well, talking about the need for this kind of product, etc. So I think that maybe down the line we'll do this for entertainment, but I want to keep this about the lab and Lot. Why we're doing lab, why we're doing Lot. So talking between lines, showing some things, exposing some things, so we are even more transparent. So Arc 1 was conceived in Lot, of course, and it answers a lot of needs that this new world found itself, post-pandemic especially, but we did Arc before pandemic, because it's clear that so many people just want to, they call it, right, outbreak society. People want to live another life. People want to live untethered from rent, untethered from corporate job, untethered from taxes and bills and all that shit that is not ours, that is a game we're playing to be in the game. And maybe there are other scenarios to be. Maybe there are other ways to be. There's a huge opportunity for ARC to design every experience, not just living there or being away for a couple of months, looking, soul searching. It can be designed as an infrastructure with answers to how DMV works, how you register your address, how deliveries work, how your hygiene work. So to me, it's us using our bodies, our mind, but for something else. Putting that where it's supposed to be as a utility, but open up our hearts and souls so we can be connected better. And body and mind is something that stays on your way. And we talk between us that first iteration is to kill your body. I mean, not technically, obviously, but remove the dependence from guilt and shame of your body. Second, do the same with your mind. Kill your mind. Remove shame and guilt, fear from your mind. And then the journey begins. Unfortunately, this society is designed where from school to college to whatever the fuck is out there, we operate from body and from mind. Therefore, we operate by default from fear. So that's not cool, guys. We need to change that. That's what ARC 1 represents. That's what LOT represents, but particularly that's what ARC 1 represents. Complete independence. Because one of the things that people would tell us is that, all right, I am on LOT, but I still paying my rent. I'm still working in that corporate job. How can I escape that? And there's no answer right now besides going to the woods, or becoming homeless. Like, they have no other answer. So we want to propose an alternative where you say no to that version of society and start a new one. We're not saying it has to be LOT society, but at least it gives you freedom to be untethered and never have rent as excuse for not being yourself. And I know, everyone, and we all like that in a way where just this rent, like Joe put it, owning a box in the city and paying for that, just that becomes our entire lives. That's fucked up. Shout out to Artemy Lebedev, who was an easy inspiration for this project as a designer, traveler, being free mind. So we asked Toma if he can be the creative director for this project, because he has knowledge on urban design and big family, many kids. There's a lot of layers to him that resonates on this project. So, we're working on this with him on slow pacing right now, but you'll see the development of the project. So hopefully he'll be involved more. Of course, the project is designed entirely in LOT. Like, don't get it wrong. And we design every piece, everything, but we keep great people in mind, because those great people who break a lot of rules, so we can break them further. And that's the respect we're paying for Toma for all his work. It's nothing to do with the studio. It's nothing to do with, as I highlighted with previous, it's nothing to do with whatever he's doing professionally on other. This is strictly the relationship with us and LOT in this project. It's personal, extremely personal. This is the back of ARC 1. You see, it is an off-road vehicle. We have this crazy suspension, We have crazy, I mean, independent suspension with independent wheel suspension. Every wheel rotates. The it's how they call it, co-steering. Um, I cannot go in depth with this project because Joe runs this. Joe come up with the idea to push this back in November. He designed this, so he can talk in depth about this. And we have Wednesday show where we talk in details about this project and how it's built. Once again, I'm going high level, so if you need more information, Wednesdays, or send Joe email, support@lot246.com. Address, attention to Joe. Independent suspension, independent steering, co-steering. This is the door. The door is on the back of the trailer. Also, it's crazy how, not crazy, no offense to anyone, but people mistake this for a self-driving vehicle. It's not. This is literally a box on the wheels. This is a trailer. So we don't have to design engine. We don't have to design the computer behind it. It is pulled by another vehicle. Without other vehicle, it can't move. So this, to transfer this, you need another vehicle. We designed ARC. This is front off-road, and the vehicle that's supposed to pull you supposed to be off-road as well. It is a full-scale house, basically, on big wheels. Can go anywhere. You don't need to be in the city even. It's a camper. You can be deep in the desert. You can be in woods. You can spend winter here. That's the ultimate shelter. It gives you absolute ultimate freedom, because you don't even depend on parking and RV parking. You can use them, but you can be free even from that. That's a side view, and you see it's featured this huge window, and that's the key design here. There's a lot of things to talk about this vehicle, but experience is designed around the window. It invites you in because you want to see inside. It's like those Coca-Cola commercials where you see this soft yellow light and you're like, okay, this is very cozy. I want to be there near the fire. That's what it would feels. That's how it feels from outside. You want to get in. It's warm. It's comfortable. It's a bunker, but not a militant. It's just this comfort. Where from inside, it's a TV. They don't. You can tint it if you want. You can have this automatic tint. People can see you. People not necessarily should see you. It's up to you, of course. But it's a seamless window, big glass wall almost. So you feel like in a loft. You feel that this is your world. There's no small windows. You're not hiding from anyone. That's the difference between this RV vibe of like escape, you know? It's I lost everything, or I'm retired. Fuck this world. I'm going on a journey. Like, that's not that way. This is, you own the earth. This is your planet. So there's no need to run away from anyone. We're not running away from the society. We're just claiming our place. And I was always envisioned this, and so that people actually jealous of you being there. People actually think that this is better than being stuck in your whatever small or whatever big apartment in one stop. And I think always what stops people from jumping is that, yeah, basics, water, toilet, shower. That's why we pay our rent. That's why we're working, just for shower, the circle of people. Previously, we would pay money for landline, phone line, mail address. But now, if we say that the circle, your people are on your screen, that's the community that we're providing. It's you guys. It's us talking to each other. Shower, the better than you would imagine, because it can be outside, can be inside, so it's very natural experience. Just being outdoors or being indoors and having that warm shower while it's winter outside will feel really good, because again, you are not above other people or below other people. There's no neighbors. You by yourself. Sometimes that's way more luxurious than being in the city. Mail delivers. Mail follows you. You don't need to register. We do this for you. You subscribe to a service a lot. So mail, if it's outdated concept, but still it will find you through us. We'll provide you mailbox. We will make scans of those emails and give it to you, so you don't have to worry about being present in that cell. Deliveries, first of all, a lot of things will be covered by lot. The hygiene, self-care products, you will all know this. So package will find you, because we can track the trailers and you can put some destinations in advance. It's a flexible interface, but the package will find you, and it will consist of everything you need for that ARC experience. Self-care products, meditation products, hygiene products, some basic clothes, underwear, even some basic food that you can cook. So we want to design this that having $3,000 per month, you can sustain yourself completely. So 3,000, you have food, you have clothes, you have hygiene, you have internet, and you have shelter. Eventually, I can imagine where, it's obviously depends on the growth of the community, but I imagine where people work in the community, for the community, build products, mental workers, what is it, like, I don't want to use the word psychiatrist, but rather, friends. You can talk to someone if you need to. You can do something for someone and earn money inside the community. So ideal situation is where you don't even pay those $3,000. You just live your life, work for community, work on your projects, and be completely self-sustained under a lot. So that's the ideal. Of course, you pay more. I mean, you do more work. You're getting paid more, and that covers, say, those 3,000 for your complete basic living. Now you have 3,000 extra to do something else. Maybe get a better car that pulls this. Maybe start renting a small apartment in the city, so you have your place, your cave in the city if you need to, and then during weekends or like you have your HQ where you work. Sometimes people can come in the city, and then another 2 weeks you're just in your home privately. So that's how the model should work ideally, and in that sense, Arc One is the ultimate representation of what we're trying to build here: a lifestyle brand, lifestyle company. Brand is a bad word. It's their word. It's lifestyle company. It's a lifestyle. It's not even a style. It's just life. You see the Jeep pulling this Arc, and you see the co-steering on this image. You see that warm light. Maybe you just this trailer, this first version, Arc One, featured a how you call it? It's a small room before big room. So this is your dirty room, where you put your first layer clothes here, big shoes, dirty shoes out, You can wash them. It's waterproof section, so you can wash it. You can store some, I don't know, mushrooms, berries, um, logs for fire. Everything can be stored here. This is your uh, entrance. And then the clean room is below that. Beyond that, here, same thing. You can reload the site and see more images here. There's a lot of different images describing the mood, the vibe of this project and this product. We working on this full time. Joe is pushing this full time. As I said, every Wednesday we talk about this. There's a lot of things to do. We need to design interior completely and show the features in detail. But that's ongoing research and development. This is where we are currently. We design everything from scratch. This is suspension that we designed from scratch. Even the bolts are custom here. This is the level of detail of the blueprint we will have in a few months. Next stage will be for us to build the first prototype, show off what it can do, and see if there is a demand, and we can build it on a bigger scale. Build a run of, say, 1,000 units, see what happens with them, wait, work another 3-4 years, and then build that ultimate trailer for mass market with different business models behind it: subscription, renting, purchasing, customizing, etc., etc. I see this process as 7 years at least, where first year we only prove that it's possible to do. Second year we test it. Third year we do small run. Next 3 years we design it for manufacturing and understand how it can be produced locally, which parts we need, which parts we can partner with some other people like wheels, obviously, and etc. We really want to focus on user experience here. Technology has to be as simple as a tank. And we want to outsource as many parts as possible, be it suspension, wheels, battery, obviously, all these things we want to use off the shelf. We want to focus our effort on the service. How the package will find you. How to make sure that you have everything there what you need to have just great life, without excess. To me, that's the most interesting part, to create this as a platform for other things to follow it. So we want to make sure, of course, it works. Of course, it drives. I mean, yeah, you can pull it. Of course, the wheels are turning. That's stuff that for mechanical engineers. We want to outsource this for people who know how to do this best, and the parts, source the best parts possible. We will be focusing on the human experience. Right, any questions on ARC? Alex saying, the luxury of solitude. Yeah, it is a luxury of solitude. It's the place for you to connect with yourself. Be by yourself. Feel free because of that. And I'm not saying you have to be, I think that's important, you have to be like physically by yourself. There's a community of people you can talk always on the screen. You can meet up in between locations with other people. And I think that it's important that you will take your partner in life, significant other, to this journey, because If they with you, they will stay. If they not with you, they will leave. It's a simple test. So I think that this arc, uh, we need to take so much time to make it great, 7 years, because there has to be so much love there that you can feel it, and then other people join it. They can. It's like going with your family on a yacht trip on ocean for months. Like who don't want that, you know? Imagine you be with your best friends on a boat for months in the ocean. Like who don't want that? Why we can treat Earth like that? Because we have cities and we have jobs and we have social media and all the shit, news. But that's just one reality. There is another reality that we can build. So I see this absolutely as a communal thing, and that's why we said it together alone, or alone together. You by yourself, but you together, being alone, and it's a beautiful message. Right, moving on. Lot. We will not go in details about lot. You know, we're doing this for 4 years. You know exactly what's going on. Everyone knows what's going on. We crushed a lot of barriers already. We told the story. People aware what we're doing. So in that sense, we are extremely successful. There is no need to explain more of what is lot and why we're doing this and our past results. I'll just show a few images from the body section and tell a few stories. No need to sell this. And yeah, you see creative director, you, because if you follow lot from day one, you know that every decision is discussed with the community. And I mean, to the certain, of course, to the certain threshold, like we can just talk about everything, but the things that facing you, the users, people who use lot, we discuss it with you. We discuss what's the best feature, what's the best way, and we always test the temperature with the streams. So creative director, you design a lot, and be it a conversation like this where I still refer to your vibe. I understand your mood. I understand what you think, and two very literal suggestions and feature suggestions that we incorporate. Let me check on the mic. Yes, it's still here. Lot. As you know, in Lot we designed, produced, shipped almost 200 products in the form of packaging that you receive every month. This is a waste bag. Every piece is custom. Even the buckle itself is custom. On the strap here, there are pieces, there are sections that work with other products, like key strap, some tags. So every product of Lot is codependent with other product. They always build up on top of each other. Think about it as this ultimate storage or some shelving system where you can add things to Lot and it's only become better. There's no doubles, there's no things. It's like, for the lack of the example, it's like IKEA or Muji, where it's a system of products that you can live entirely in. The difference between us and them that we don't offer you variations, because we try to incorporate this Apple idea where we build the best product of the category. So if we do a pen, it will be just one pen, and if we have something else to say about that pen based on user feedback or technology or materials, we will update that exact pen. So you would receive a new version of the pen, but it will be that pen. That's why we have these lot numbers. It's just one number per utility. Utility. Toothbrush, same thing. One toothbrush, we had 3 versions already. It can go beyond that. And we call it a ritual because toothbrush is an interesting one. It's a piece of plastic or wood or some organic material, algae plastic, whatever, corn plastic, that is extremely intimate and personal. This is the moment when you spend 10 minutes looking in your eyes every morning and every night. In the morning, you think what it will bring you and what can you do. In this human suffering, which is inevitable for any human, no matter what the status, race, nationality is. Human suffering is embedded in our system. And so in the morning, you think what's going to happen. At night, you think what happened. So that's a very special moment. And I love example of toothbrush because if you design the whole experience with love, from how they receive it, the care, someone taking care of you and buying you a new toothbrush every 2 months so you can replace it. That small detail is mind-blowing to me because I'm sure people of a certain age experience this, where you would forget about this toothbrush and it would be just worn out and old and dirty, and you know that you want to replace it, but you forget because you don't really love yourself to that extent. You would rather love someone else, and that someone else will buy you a new toothbrush. And you would feel special because someone care about you. And that's simple act is missing in many, many people's lives. Even if they're not alone, it's still missing. So in that sense, Lot was like your caretaker that sends you that toothbrush the moment you need it, and you independent because you don't rely on other people in that sense. You don't think that they have to give you something. You independent and you loved. So to me, that was a very important piece of original story of Lot that we, of course, still building up. A lot, man. Yeah, I just saying for anyone who, new people who will see this, it's all black. It's like uniform. You wear, even the pants or sweatshirt have only one. We have only one item, one lot. And then we update the version, we update it for everyone. So everyone wears the same universe, everyone doing the same thing. The frequency, scheduling is different, and eventually the products will be a little bit different, but the model, like, it's still a hoodie. It might be bigger, smaller, it might have some additional features for you personally eventually, but it's ultimately a hoodie. It's a one backpack. We're not going to do like a fashion brand, 5 different bags for you to wear. It's extremely utilitarian. You have duffel bag where you can put your backpack, where you have your, say, waist bag and wallet. Like, that's it. You know, it's extremely precise, like militant. It's like army. Oil, perfume oil, same thing. You see, you have this militant oil, militant looking bottle, which has this very subtle new fragrance that is oil, and that's why it works differently on every skin. It was designed that way, so it works differently on every skin. Depends on the skin, and that's one of the most loved products in Lot family, because it just shows that it's not a reduction, because now you don't use this, you don't buy things You don't buy sneakers, you don't buy some fancy clothes, you don't buy fragrance. You don't need to, because it's all in lot. That's the fanciest fragrance you can buy. That's the best fragrance out there. But we just treat it as a supply for you. You receive it every month or every 2 months. Of course, your mind can go from here and imagine that in the near future this can be personalized oil, where the ingredients are shifting depending on who you are, and sends you things based on your skin, based on your vibe, having the same formula at the beginning. So to me, it's very interesting that we have a simple product like that. There's no need to put extra gimmick packaging, extra gimmick story, nothing, because it's so smart that it tells the story by itself, and you can feel it because it all works together. The scent of the lotion would be in harmony with the scent of the oil. The scent of the incense that we would send you would be in harmony with them as well. The scent of the candle will be in harmony with this oil. So that's some masterful work from one of our users, collaborators, Masha Golovina, who did the fragrance. But you can imagine that approach for every product. And in fact, that the approach for every product. It grows with you. It updates its versions with you, making it extremely intimate. And that's what we're missing. And I'm sure everyone experienced the lack of intimacy in their lives, no matter, once again, where you are, who you are, if you have someone, you don't. Lack of intimacy is absolute cancer. And I feel like a lot not fixing this for you, because it's still a journey you have to take and become more open, vulnerable, intimate, confident. But that's a step that you can take towards that in very practical manner, not watching a video, reading a book, listening to someone, just living your life, your daily rituals, small things that start to change who you are. Who knew? I mean, monks knew, right? They knew that by limiting that human experience, you open up the spirit. And not limiting the human experience, but limiting the body and mind, you open up the spirit, if it makes sense. We also did and doing a lot of concept for future development, and this one is a wearable device. Go to the LOT website if you want to know more, but that's a wearable device that connects you with other users, and it's made out of rubber, Bluetooth, there's a circuit board inside, and we design things that are producible always. Even that Mercedes project, we can make it. Everything you see here is producible, calculatable. We don't do speculation here. We're not doing some art projects here. Everything we do comes with our background in manufacturing, design, working with clients, working with people. So we think about management, we think about logistics, we think about materials, we think about costs, we think about unit economy. Everything is incorporated in design, from Mercedes to this piece, to the pair of socks, obviously. That's the necklace that you would receive in the very first package. That is identification device. It can be, next versions could be anything, electronics, wearable, computers. But this is the very first humble step to show that your identity, that's enough to identify yourself in the community. You don't need nothing else, because besides that, it was just, you wear an all black. And if you need that identification, if you need a sense of belonging, you can wear this simple piece, which gives you that comfort. But there's no need to wear a big logo on your t-shirt to identify yourself. Show where you are, show your status. This is beyond status. This is beyond me being successful. I mean, me as a user. This is about me being connected to community and having this existential transition together. You know, we do a lot of iterations a lot, and one of the first packages was all plastic, or rather aluminum plastic, and we quickly in a year shifted to all paper packaging. I'm sure it will be somewhere here, like this you know, a personalized packaging. This was one of the first packages. I think this is the third one. Yeah, this is all these pictures are user pictures. This is you guys sending us pictures, posting them. So this is someone posted one of the packages. You see all packaging is paper, cosmetic bag with some toiletries, soap, t-shirt, socks, underwear, necklace. This is the outer packaging, is plastic. Inside you have all paper. Shout out to the production team, Vova, because this is some incredible craftsmanship in production that we hold on that we were doing in China. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we need to change the entire structure and move production locally, but using the model that was incorporated in Shenzhen. Yeah, you know, lot is ongoing projects. It's not going anywhere. Like, this is our focus, so I won't go talk long about it. Just, yeah, subscribe, watch. This is the everyday conversation. So this is definitely months and months of just talking about this. Every image here is a story. Every single image. This is backend tool that is we have on our side, on fulfillment side, where we see every operation that you did, and later we can give this to the machine, and machine will help us make decisions on what to put in the package. In fact, every package was semi-assembled by the machine, and then humans would pack it. Already, machine would place an order for us. So there's a lot of automation made on logistic part and fulfillment part. I can go forever about contributions, sacrifices, and just the amount of work that went into this project early years. Once again, we're doing this for 4 years, so you can imagine that's just entire video. But this is not finished, like compared to Mercedes. This is not finished, so no need to talk about it long. Right, if you have any questions about this section, we put it in the lab so people just see that there's a lot of work behind every piece. We put it in lab to show that it's all interconnected. Lot work connected to Mercedes work, connected to Yeezy work, you'll see it's one thing. And we put it in lab to show that we have a crazy experience in shipping products. Right. Let me see the questions, and we'll go to the next one. Question from Philippe. When can I order a package of essentials? That's an open question. We don't know when the world will be back to normal. So it's unfortunately not up to us. I wish you can do it now, but you can't. That's why we join our Friday call. We're talking about a lot. This Friday, 10 a.m. Los Angeles time, we will be talking about a lot next steps and how we see it can evolve during this time. One of the main angles here is that manufacturing has to be local versus centralized, where you make something and you ship all over the world. That's an old model. The new model is it's produced on site, locally, and distributed. So in North America or even California, you have one experience. In Russia, Moscow, you have another experience. In Europe, Berlin, you have third experience. So it's not a centralized place to send you stuff. It's a decentralized network of makers that make for themselves, users. So that's in short, in a few words about where it's going. This Friday, there will be a little more. Right, Snap. There's not much to tell about Snap. That just we've been working with the team, Alice Hamburger, Antoine. We've been working with people from Snap, and we wanted to show the future of Snap. And they all about the camera. They did the spectacles with the camera, the glasses with the camera. So we wanted to show the alternative version where you basically operate a wearable camera, but it's made like a like a telescope. So you look inside and you see something else. That's why it says kids see ghosts. One of the cases that we were thinking that you look inside and you see, like Snap is all about filters, right? And you look and you see those environmental filters or body filters on people. Maybe they wear a different dress. So it's almost like an alternative reality. It's a window to that another reality. We call it third eye. And so you wear this thing on your neck, and the moment you need to basically connect to other person in that alternative reality, you don't look through the screen. Nothing is projected to your face, like glasses and stuff. You have a special alternative reality device. You can look through the lens of it and see what's going on, but you don't miss this reality. So we don't want you to escape to Snap. We don't want you to escape to Instagram. We want you to be present here, but there are tools and experiences that can be built to enhance this human experience. I feel like right now we live for that electronic technology reality where it's supposed to be the other way. It should help us. So this is designed in that sense. Of course, it's a fashion statement. Of course, it's a wearable device. Of course, it's a key to something. It's a platform. And of course, it's a corporate product that supports their entire organization. But we designed a way where the entire experience of Snap can be capsuled in this single device. So imagine the only interaction with Snap you have is this device, nothing else. You have no app, you have no social network, you have no messaging. It's not that important. You have this thing, and it's incorporated in another way of connecting with people using messages, camera, filters, stories, news, whatever the fuck they have. in social media. All that stuff can be repurposed in a way where it's not harmful and it's not clickbait and it's not advertisement driven and it's not um, likes, whatever. It's designed, and that's what the input from Alice, that it has to be like a family product, something for close friends. And that's, imagine that Snap is a company where you use it to interact only with your closest friends. And there's a lot of technology behind it. It's a very heavy computer science project, but everything strips away. So it's almost like you talk with them in 5D, 6D, just with the aura using this device. So that was the exercise, the proposal. Well, what's next? It's up to them. Moving on, Yeezy. There's, that's another thing I can talk for forever. Kanye West. It's something insane. I don't want to really talk on Kanye behalf. He's the ultimate artist, designer. Here, I just want to say that in this case, every image was touched by Kanye. And my favorite experience with Kanye, and I would say the source of sadness in a way, is that imagine then you pushed yourself to the absolute end. You can't make it any better. It's impossible. And you show anyone you know, and they just mind blowing. They're like, yes, this is crazy, done. So you reached the perfectionism of yourself, and which is not easy. So you're already satisfied, like, great, this is the craziest shit I can do. And then everyone you know saying, yeah, that's the craziest shit possible. But then you send it to Kanye, and he says something, and it's always better at all times. And if he can't say anything, he will say that's perfect. But then he would say that's perfect once in a year, and everything else would be not perfect. But then he will make it perfect. And so I just mind blowing every day, actually, thinking of the level of artistry and connect and just dedication to craft that Kanye has. No one ever. I met many people, Airbnb, all the designers. No one even close to what he does. Not even close. This is something I can articulate with words, with my Russian accent, and show a few images. But once again, the level of craft at Yeezy is beyond anyone's imagination. Everything thought through, every single thing in one man's head. There's a big team, obviously, but every decision goes through Kanye. And you put your shoes, the Yeezy shoes on, and you feel better. You're like, wow, that's crazy, that's a nice feeling. But you don't know that 5 years he spent just to get there. So you feel that. The posture, the weight, the texture, the colors, everything is designed by him. So yeah, I'm extremely grateful to the gods and universe that I was able to work with him, because that's just, you kind of, it's like seeing miracle. For designer, it's like seeing miracle. So I will just tell you a few stories about our work. You'll see connections to Lot. You'll see connections to what we're trying to do with Arc and everything. So here we've been proposing to Kanye to build this ultimate wearable, ultimate body network device, an ultimate fitness tracker. It's molded by your hand, and it can track your heartbeat, the moist, I don't know the right word, the moist of your palm, the sweat of your palm, and pulse to give a snapshot of your body. But the main purpose of that was to squeeze it in your hand and send message to the mothership, to Kanye. And if Kanye feels like it, he can answer you by sending message back. So that was your number one psychological, mental purpose, where you feel connected to that person, to Kanye, to his entire vision, and he can answer back to community. So it's this conversation, like millions to one. So he feel connected to all of us. We feel connected to him. Beyond Twitter, beyond music, beyond videos, just the frequency. And it serves purpose of tracking your body because it's Adidas, right? Fitness tracker. This was a project for Pornhub. This is a shipped project. We did awards for the first Pornhub award show. That was crazy. We did the whole thing, I think, in 4 days, from inception to producing these awards, going through all the approvals with everyone, and talking with Kanye like 4 a.m. 4 hours. That was a special experience, and you can see the idea here is that Kanye's input was, what would the alien Pornhub look like, and so we thought maybe in the future we change our bodies, we change our chemicals so much that we experience pleasure different ways, without going into details of that. And basically, how would the sex toys look like if we those aliens? I will let your imagination run. You can imagine what it can be. And so we designed around 50 different sex toys from the future, which served as awards. That's another view to the Yeezy athlete rather. So you see the input sensors here. The inspiration for this was the pacemakers or artificial heart. Once again, it's custom to your palm, so it can get more personal than this. Other people just simply will not be able to use this. Only you can use this. This is some proposal for, I am not going to go through all the details, again, respectfully to Kanye and the team. Not all the secrets I can expose, but this was a proposal for an electronic device for season 9. That's a scooter that is 100% buildable. I think that's what I was looking for. You can build it, although it doesn't look like it. But you see that you don't see any mechanical pieces here. No brakes, no lights, because we wanted to incorporate everything inside this body. And the engine, the motors, the brakes, everything is hidden. You don't see it as a user. So it's waterproof, of course, and very rigid, but also very tangible. Like I would describe it as some kind of animal, because we thought that, for example, to accelerate this, you would just touch the handle. You don't have to rotate it. You can just rotate your wrist and the sensor will understand that you're accelerating. If you need to brake, you can squeeze the thing with your left hand and it knows that, all right, brake. think of Neuralink, right? In the near future, these things will be operatable through our mind anyway. So this is not a future design. We can build this right now, but it's incorporate that vision of the future of seamless technology. Easy Life project that was made by Kanye request is a set of products for just outdoor life. You can see generator, lamp, washing machine, cooking device, hot plate, all as a modular system. We're working a lot on the furniture, and this is you'll see we have this table, and the table sits inside this temple, and they all interconnected, just like it's like nature, where every piece operates by the same laws. So from insects to humans to planets, it's all the same law. So we incorporate our own laws at Easy and design products around that. You'll see the table there. It just remember this image. It's a temple. Software. This is modular headphones. And modular because yes, they serve as the purpose of the headphones, just like you can buy right now. But we had this magnet attachments, and you can add possibly a 5G module. So now it's an independent platform that you can download stuff and talk to other people and call. Like it can serve as a phone. Here you can also add another module with a camera. You'll see another image, and now it's a wearable camera with sound. This is low frequency, how to call it, low frequency emitters, low frequency modules that generate just a little bit of haptic buzz on your forehead. So when the buzz kicks, you feel it with your entire body, not just as a sound. So yeah, that's crazy, actually. That's crazy. Universal hygiene kit. That's also a look into the future where that new environment, new houses, new arcs, whatever, say next 20 years, 10 years, we have this hygiene kit which is have everything you need personalized to you. There's a liquid soap, toothbrush, floss. Toothpaste, floss, and it works as a station where it cleans itself, desensitizes itself. It's and it's you order only supplies. You refill the toothpaste here, you refill the soap here, you refill the floss here, but the products itself made from like ceramic like material, so they're durable, they feel like art, like sculpture, still being extremely utilitarian. This is a little shelf here for something. So you have this hygiene kit. Maybe you on the go, maybe you in the arc, maybe even you can plug here with you see in the bottom, you can plug somewhere, or you at your crazy luxurious home, it fits everywhere. These were gym equipment. Basically, you working with stones. Easy sound. That's the idea for a centralized radio station from Kanye, where it streams only one frequency. There's no controls to turn it on. There's no controls to turn it off. There's no controls to even change the volume. Everything is decided by Kanye. So if there's silence for a week, it means that there's silence for a week. Maybe there's a conversation that Kanye has with someone and he uploaded there. Imagine it as a lifelong podcast. You don't have to tune in for that. It's just always there. And that's the easy sound proposal. The only thing you have to charge them, obviously, but other than that, it's just a piece of rubber that you put in your ears and you have Kanye there. There's a lot of things here. That's the Pornhub award. It was a cool moment because we were, interacting with this Pornhub stuff and porn stars and just talking about design actually. So to me that was a crazy experience because and I'm not saying this as a crazy person, like design is really limitless. And if there's a story behind a piece, then everyone talk about it. And they want to engage on that on different level. Just curiosity, like it sounds crazy, but yeah, that curiosity turns in and turns on and you start to just think beyond whatever the environment right now, So with these awards, it's not become. It was a lot of work from the team. It's not just awards. The whole thing was designed by Kanye, but it was designed the way that you don't feel about. There's nothing shameful about it. There's nothing taboo. It's just a human experience. It's another version of it. It was a beautiful moment. That's another view of the hygiene station. You pull it out as it's on magnets. You just take this thing, and use it as a liquid soap. Then you put it back. There's a video somewhere here. Floss dispenser, mouthwash. Oh, it's mouthwash, not soap. Mouthwash dispenser, toothpaste dispenser, toothbrush, ultrasonic. Charging here, cleaning itself here. Possibly order stuff for you so you don't even have to. Like, it knows that the floss is out. It knows that the liquid for mouthwash is out. So it just sends you, almost like not the liquid. It can send you the concentrate powder and then manual how to make mouthwash and put it there. So it's a multi-layer self-care product that serves the utility number one, but answer the technology of the day. Let's put it this way. Another scooter. This one is metal, so it's unbreakable, but you see, as I said, everything is inside the body, so there's no mechanical parts here. They are, but they're inside the thing. You don't interact with no brakes. This is the refillables. So you have this body for floss dispenser, and the floss rolls come in this foil packaging every month or whatever you needed. And you don't replace the floss itself, the body. You just replace you don't replace the body. You just replace the floss itself, and you have that in the body. Might, as I said, be plastic, ceramic like plastic. So it comes in this packaging here. That's one of the furniture pieces in that temple. So you see, it's reverse. It's one piece, and it serves as multi-surface furniture piece, where it's you can sit, you can eat, you can work here, you can sleep here, you can camp here, you can set up election, presentation, you can work here for an entire day. That's a furniture piece that serves all the needs without building a room. Like, here's a sofa, here's a table, here's a shelf, here's a TV. Like, we don't need that anymore. That's an old concept. That's a residue from the other people. This is a brand new experience. You see how it's related to the um, dishware. This is pressed paper, pressed pulp, paper pulp, not pulp, pulp. That's a pressed paper pulp plate that is custom per serving, per food. You'll see many on the website, and they work together with this table right here. Another proposal for the kit. Once again, you can imagine this being a soap dispenser, mouthwash dispenser, a pack with tissues, and for that we designed a custom shelf. This was for the Adidas store. Another idea for metal soap dish. So this is a piece of metal and a brick of just soap bars, and you receive this as a kit, and then we don't need to send you anything. It's like Costco. You buy everything in bulk, but it's not packaged like every individual packaging, because that's not sustainable. Then you buy at Costco like 100 packs of chips in the same packaging. So how you design the value of 100 soaps without packing them or selling, you know what I mean? So this one is value of hundreds of soaps that for the next 6 months for you, or next year for you, with a simple ritual here, which is beautiful. You're almost looking forward to that. You don't need to buy a piece of soap because you addicted to the ritual, not the product itself, and you want this to, you want to have this because that's free you from, same as lots in a way, it frees you from decision making. Like once you did it, purchase once, say there's no subscription, you bought it once, boom, use it every day for the next year. More pieces from the collection. Yeah, remember the temple? So that's the table inside the temple. I mean, that's the top view of the temple. That's the table inside, small one. And yeah, they all interconnected. It's just the meeting temple. You meet there, or Kanye meets with people who, the most dear, the closest circle. That's where he made the most important decisions, and that's the temple of that clear decision making. And only few available here. I mean, allowed here, and that's a pure studio, just white everything, or this milk color, like just pure empty space for putting mood boards here, putting images, drawing it, splashing the paint, whatever you need. Like, of course, it starts this canvas and then it become whatever it become. Maybe people are allowed to be around it, but not inside. So it's like Kanye's pyramid. This was made for Adidas store, where every piece of equipment is grow from like a cave. It grows naturally from the surface. So there's also no plain surface. Of course, this was the floor for the Adidas Center perspective view. There's no flat surface because the nature. It's Kanye said the nature is your gym. You don't need to build extra. So just making this like this is a cafeteria in the Adidas store. You have Kanye style light all over the thing, and like his performances, just this dome of light, and you hang out in this soft rubber-like skate park like environment, and you get some food, you eat here on through this plates, you can measure, you can check some clothes, whatever. Um, but it's a natural environment for you to hang out rather than a store. So think about it as a next version of Apple stores, but how would Adidas make them? Let's refresh. Maybe there'll be something else. This is how Kanye would. This is how genius here he is. He'll be just send this image and be like, "Yo, this is headphones." That's it. And then you have to know that this is the headphones. And I would add stuff, and he's like, "No, clean, pure, remove," and it ended up just being this. That's wearable headphones, Bluetooth, with this bendable piece of metal inside, so you can bend it on your head, you can bend it on your arm, use it as a speakers, put it in your car, use it as a stand for your phone. Endless. Genius. Another versions of Easy Sound headphones, custom made, completely close you off from the environment. Right, next. I don't, let's. If you have any questions on Easy, that's the moment. I probably will never talk about it ever again. Igor, Varik, what is your relationship with the Bauhaus? You're inspired by anything like their ideas and implementation of one person room, one person pedestal cabinet? That sounds cool. I never heard about this. We should talk about this at some. Let me screenshot this. I never heard about one person room, one person pedestal. But I respect Bauhaus because Bauhaus is a subculture of designers who, we have the same mission as they have. Or they had a design, a lifestyle, design driven, pure utility, beautiful. That's again what Kanye would say. Emotional want, utilitarian need. That's Bauhaus to me. So absolutely, we inspired by Bauhaus, and the ambition beyond making it a lot successful, making this a multi-billion company, to add value culturally, just like Bauhaus added, where there's a distinct design language which helps people to design products for better life. Yeah, once again, not to this overkill this. I just want to say that I can pull any image here and tell a story. Everything is connected. Everything is related to one another, and the choice of color, the shape, everything is based on so many inputs in context consideration. So nothing is gimmick. There's no speculation here. It's producible. It's thought through from the form to materials to user experience to software to the shelf life and maintenance. Right, let's go to the next one. Maybe one more image from Kanye, just for history. Yeah, let's find some architecture. I'm uploading. I'm just reloading the. I'm just reloading the. That's the table I was talking about. Another view. See one piece. Basically, the whole temple is like curved out stone. There's nothing except just it's one surface, continuous surface from outside to inside. Very natural in that sense. Toothbrush. I just want to find the. Just want to find the prefab house. Crazy, 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 crazy. You know, it was so cool to be at Kanye's house to see some of the things incorporated here and there, and um, it's a really crazy feeling. And another crazy feeling is that someone, I want to highlight this, a person, a human being, pushing this so far. Kanye, his house, every piece, the car, uh, color, everything is according to the universe. It's absolutely underrated. And then he says, I'm underrated being the most successful. It's just because he hits the limits of what people can comprehend. Like it goes deeper than you can imagine. I just want to be very fair with the credit, because sometimes, we would sit and we did all this stuff, but without Kanye energy, it would be never possible. Never. It's some next level force. So it's important for me to acknowledge that, because I think in music, especially hip hop, people live by those rules where they understand the flows of energy. Whereas our world, design world, business, startup, the white world, is soulless, dry, miserable. And we see results in design, we see results in our daily life, we see those corporate workers that we always make fun of. That's the reality we end up, and that's the reality. This is the reality that it's supposed to be. But because of fear and perfectly manufactured fear, we can't live like this. We can't live in Kanye world. We have to live in Bill Gates world. You know what I mean? That was a house for alternative version Kanye house, ramp for tanks and Sherpa. You go in, it's all you can be here. You can hang out here. It's another surface, and it's designed as a warehouse. So you put different zones, kids zones, kitchen zone. It's just like one big club. Very militant. design will save the world. Right. Well, that image probably will strike the video, but whatever. Few questions on Easy. I That's the biggest compliment. I really think that a lot is Bauhaus 2.0. I want to believe in that. So that's the let's put it this way. That's the ambition. That's what we want to achieve. So no shame to say that we want a lot to be Bauhaus 2.0. Thank you for saying that. Marcel, if you want, can you talk a bit more about the handheld monitor thing? I think it's from the Easy project. Handheld monitor. Can you send the link here to the image? Dallas Show. I don't remember. Dallas Show. Thoughts on his domes, new architecture with Claudio Silvestrin. It's not my business. I'm just doing my work. We're doing our work. Whatever is going on, it's not our business. Rule number one, stay in your lane. We were also, because we're working with Kanye, we were working with Kim Kardashian, his wife. Was crazy experience. I also have only best things to say because um, I'd never seen anyone more disciplined than her. You can, that's the crazy, that's the crazy how like fake news make it seem like, because Kim is, she would be up at like 5 a.m. Kids, family, house, family, work, 5 a.m. And it's the discipline of gym and fitness, wellness, beauty, the ethics, how she worked. Like she would always answer the email next minute, always, no matter night, day. I don't know how it's even possible. She would start sending emails at like 4:30, like Tim Cook. You know, that's the level of CEO you're dealing with, and look how it's presented to us. That's not right, guys. So respect. Just I don't know how a human being can be so productive, disciplined, have so much love and so much will. It's beyond my comprehension. Beauty products, beauty design. This was a packaging for beauty products. One of the ideas, like a bubble wrap, and but bigger. So in every section you can imagine there's uh, fragrance, mascara, the was I don't know the right beauty terms, but like eye pencils and powder, etc. Sunglasses case, design shaped by the glasses itself. So the shape is only because the glasses is like this. This is basically an offset form of the glasses. No design here. And you see the same material, the same vibe, the same technique is applied to Mercedes. That's important. That was a Calabasas collection. That's the brief was that it has to be something iconic that can sit on the shelf, and people should not throw away the packaging because it's like a sculpture. So this is top view. That's a fragrance bottle. That's the cap of the bottle. This is one of the project products that was shipped. I didn't design the. Um, we didn't design the bottle itself, the lips, but we designed the packaging for that. I mean, you can say that there's no big deal. You just put the picture on it, but yeah, that's we just put a picture on it, and that's how it was shipped. I see this as a major breakthrough in mainstream design. Like this is not something you would see from coming from Hollywood, coming from Los Angeles, coming from America, even. So I think that was a breakthrough. And yeah, there are hundreds of beauty products and bottle designs. This one we did in collaboration with Vanessa Beercroft. So this was a project with her where we design every piece of beauty product as a sculpture, as a totem, back to rituals, back to feeling special. Because you always have to remember why you're doing this. And there's someone who is feeling not good enough. That's why they're looking for Kim. That's why they're looking for something for her to show the path. And then people buy that $19 powder case, then they buy that $29 lipstick. It has to be special that they keep it forever. That's what it used to be with beauty products. But with mass market, it's shifted. So we wanted to come back to that and create this future-based, completely, of course, materials, everything, formulas, but have that feeling of ownership. So it could be first cosmetic product of a little girl. It could be first cosmetic product of someone who just first time save some money and can afford this, and they feel special, they feel connected. So that's the number one utility. Of course, it will paint your face, but that's the number one utility here. Benjamin is asking, was Kanye interested in your mom? Kanye is not interested in anything that anyone have to say. You know why? Because he thought about it already. So, uh, yeah, I don't want to speak for him in any way. Because then it's become speculation. So, or it's becoming exposing some secrets. That's not the point here. This was another cool project we did with Tracy and Kim. That packaging, once again, we didn't design the bottle itself, but we designed the packaging. Looks simple, but I feel that it's a contribution because of that simplicity is not common. We did a logo for Skims, Kanye. That's another view for sunglasses here. The form is dictated by the product. We didn't design the sunglasses, we only designed the packaging. Did the logo for kimono. You see this packaging for beauty products can snap one to another, creating a system. Packaging for lipstick and the lipstick itself. Is it possible for Yeezy legacy to stay on level which we can call humanity-oriented brand, not capitalist corporation or evil? Yeah, I think Kanye will never allow that. Never. I think long term it will be always that, as you said, human-centered. And even if there are some compromises along the way, it's not because Kanye will never bend for corporation, change his opinion or anything. It's the only that's the biggest respect. Right, next one. Shout out to Kanye Kim, one of the best people I ever seen in my life. Next, Samara. Samara was the um, or maybe it still is. I don't know. Samara is was the lab at Airbnb that was formed after Joe Gebe, the founder of Airbnb, and Airbnb itself bought our first company, Lapka, and we started working on that lab. And the brief from Joe was very simple. We need to design Airbnb beyond travel. That's what we were doing. So we were designing all kind of things, from communication device, movies, products, houses, everything. What is Airbnb beyond travel? That was the logo we did. So it's, you see, Airbnb logo, and that was brief from Joe, and he was very close. This one again, creative director. He was saying that Samara is like moon, and or rather like yeah, like a moon, and the Airbnb itself is like Earth, and so we have to operate within that universe, within that orbit. And you know, I love this logo because it's space, it's atom, it's so many things, and it also breaks the original logo, which was the purpose of you know, actually what you said about corporations. The original idea that Joe had with that we needed to make Samara that it affect that corporate environment that is inevitable corporate environment in any VC backed company. It's inevitable that there will be corporate environment, because that's what generate money. You can't just escape it, like unplug it. But that was the attempt to have a satellite company, a satellite place that balance out the corporate and how it's supposed to be. That was a communication device that travelers would receive and use that to navigate inside the city, even without the phone. I won't go in details how it works, but it would be connected to Airbnb mesh network. It would have battery. It would have screen. There are some images below, and a simple navigation to help you just orient in the city. Because one of the ideas that we came up with during this thing, we never, as I said, we never come from industrial design. The idea was that first, a number one experience while traveling supposed to be being lost and then found yourself. You need to be able to lose yourself in the city, and only then the transformational experience of traveling will happen. We found ourselves many times being going to McDonald's or staying in the hotel or Airbnb because it's so scary to go to the new environment. So this was, and you have no connection with your phone, possibly, etc. We just don't want to bring your phone with you. And the idea was that, because then you would follow like New York Times guide, you know, in walking on the sightseeing. That's not the experience either. So we wanted to give you a totem, a talisman, where if needed, you can always call help, you can always find yourself, but that's it. It only gives you that sense of comfort that you're not alone, that someone can help you, But go explore the city, lose yourself completely, see what happens, because that's the point of traveling. That was one of the proposals for packaging. You'll see there are more images beyond below. It's the electronic device that is incorporated in this like stone foam, and over your usage, and it ships like this. It ships as a stone, and over years of usage, stone changed form, and but you use the stone that transmits Bluetooth to your phone in that case. So that was the packaging and the body in the same time. Oops, there's some product here. What can I tell you about this? That was a special time. It was crazy. Of course, we worked extremely hard and achieved some serious results because we started from vibe, energy, and we end up with patents, particular like tangible prototypes. And I'm really proud of this because, as I said, it is very hard to start with a story because that will challenge everything, and then find resources and will to convince other people that that's the way. So to me, that was an important experience of learning that. That was a prefab prototype. I don't know. There's just so much to. I'm just looking at these images and remembering. It's just endless conversation. But respectfully, I don't want to go in details here. I know that the lab is still operating, and whatever they're doing, best of luck. Unfortunately, that was too corporate for us, so we decided to leave and move to something else. This is we were you think that mega corporation you would be like this luxury. No, that we were in the garage building this house from cardboard to sell the idea and then to get money to build a better prototype. So it's not as glamorous as it might seem. It's actually very traumatic, as you can imagine. And to be like completely transparent, the reason we started Lot was because how can we make all this a reality, not speculation, not gimmick? How can we make that these products shipped? How we can make that most important that these products are shippable, that we can ship them, and the most important part, how we can make that people will work there, creatives, crazy people will stay there, because the corporate environment and creative environment, these two things that can't go together. And the journey we are right now and the process is to find a balance, like this stupid words, but like how we can make that it's crazy and it make money, and we can ship it to billions and billions of units. That's the ambition, the lifelong ambition. But we know how to make billions of units in corporate environment. We know how to make art, but how to mix them together perfectly, there are very few examples out there. Like Apple, there are very few examples of that achievement, and that's the ambition here. Anyway, shout out to everyone who was involved. That was a journey. Boom, communication device, working prototype. Right, next one. Google. Very briefly, yeah, there's no need to talk much about this. I don't want to talk about the organizational part. Google had this project Ara, was modular phone, and we, I think, did the most beautiful version of that. That was open source project that lead nowhere on their side. Google just shut it down. But we participated and built this prototype where every module is a self-care thing. So it's not, you can transform that phone to a self-care device using that modular system with this platform. You snap modules here. Research project Ara. It was a cool project actually. And then every module can be a standalone device. Like maybe you have a phone and you have this another platform, and you use the same module to snap it into the standalone device, or you snap it to the phone. And I love this idea. I guess too complex for people. Joe worked at a lot. In Google, so he was working on this phone. So I love this comparison where I was doing this crazy, crazy phone, and the same time, it's interesting. The same time, meanwhile, Joe was doing this consumer version. So it's fun how universe connected us at the end of the day. Joe has patents as well. So we have some experience working with this mega organization. Once again, lead to nowhere. So that was an exercise. Some double images here. Next, Lapka. Hold on, let me see the questions. Well, I'll not go far away. Module is a core value. Typed X. Yeah, that's a cool way to look at it, because it's makes sense to think about it that way. Typed X. The Airbnb logo reminds me of human with crossed arms. Hold on a second. Maybe. Lapka. I will not go into the details of Lapka that much, because the project was 8 years ago. There's a lot of information on the internet. There's a lot of articles, videos. This was something that was everywhere. So I will not go in very in depth here, but I just want to say that I think that we innovated here a lot, and we still see the results of that. So the inertia is real. Doing this 9 years ago, starting working this 2011, releasing it 2012, we see how it shaped design. We see how many people use this language to build their own products. And that was the inspiration, that success of this company, Lapka, was the inspiration to continue with this design path in Bauhaus and everything, because it was useful for other people to build products based on this design language. So we just decided to expand the design language indefinitely. And a lot is continuation of Lapka. Rather, in our universe, lot is prequel to Lapka. That was a breathalyzer. We shipped a lot of units, but I will tell you how much we sell. We sell 15,000 of products, 10,000 of Lapka PEM personal environment monitor, 5,000 of Lapka breathalyzer. The only reason we didn't sell more because Airbnb bought us after 2.5 years. Packaging for breathalyzer, variable version of Lapka PEM, Lapka personal environment monitor. This was for temperature and humidity, that just tracks you and sends you if there's any bad environment out there, bad combination of parameters. Once again, for some it's curiosity, for some it's paranoia, like young parents with a baby. For some it's a necessity. If you have allergy, you might use this information. Variable sensors and shit. Yes, exactly. We did a few proposals, collaborations, exercises with other brands, also showing that it is possible to build. If you have a story, you can expand it anywhere. It's not about the color, it's not about the shape, it's about the meaning behind this thing. We did videos, we did product design, software, Android, iOS, backend, firmware, packaging, logistics, marketing, every photo story. Everything was made by the team of 4 people in-house. We never outsourced anything to anyone. Everything, maybe Android a little bit, but beyond Android, everything was made in-house. So, this is still technical Lapka. Yeah, so it was this marathon project, and we shipped a lot of things, and that's the decision to sell this to Airbnb was that it's not purely about design. You can make the best design in the world. It's still, and you can ship it even, but you need something else. And I just needed to see what else we're missing, what else we needed to build it. And it's not ideas. We had ideas before. We came with ideas to Airbnb, but we needed to understand what are the rules of the game. And with Lot, we know them, and that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it, based on all that experience. And sometimes people say, oh, you doing Lot is very confusing. It's kind of too deep, too crazy for people. You need to do something accessible. Well, we did that already. And we sold that company, and we were accessible. Like, this is real measurements that were generated only, I would say, in a year, because first year we didn't have this. So this is like 1 year, see? This is 1 year measurements. You see, Lapka was everywhere. We were tracking the measure, like, it was crazy endeavor. And we already did, quote unquote, normal company. We already did something that people can, comprehend and understand, whatever. There is no interest there. We want to challenge ourselves and our community to make just a brand new thing, completely new approach to design, to product design, to management, logistics. And that's what Lot to me is, and that's what Arc is to me. Yeah, there's a hope for this world. Never give up. It was a long journey. I thought I should spend a few hours just talking about this, put it out there, so show you how crazy it is all. Like this one, we did this before I even met with Kanye and Kim, and we said the footnote was Kim and Lapka are wearing Chloe. Like we approached it as a fashion product. We approached this as a cultural piece always. But if you think about this, and if you describe the startup language, this is a Bluetooth. This is a Bluetooth plugin for your personal environment monitor. Like that's not fun to me. That's not the life I want to live. I want to have this mysterious piece of electronic and have a very very special relationship to it, just like I would have to a coat. Coat is extremely utilitarian, it keeps you warm, but that's not why we're buying that. Once again, I encourage you to read this. I mean, to if you want to research this online, there's a lot of information. We gather all the press possible, so that part is not that interesting anymore to us. We want to build something new. Here's a cool example of the app. The app for breathalyzer was designed with, I think, around 40 different screens, different experiences. And the idea there was, and we once again actually shipped it on iPhone and on Android. The idea there was that we measure the alcohol in your blood through your breath and give you what it means. Usually you'll be like, don't drive, or this is below or beyond the norm or whatever. That's it. That's the maybe you have like history. We did it the way that it's a conversation. So if the if there's low amount of alcohol, we know that you just start drinking. You're probably at a party because you see we're tracking where you are, and we understand that. And then we would give you something like, go mingle. The party just starting. We know that you're not crazy enough to drive. We know that stuff. Like, we kind of trust customer on the next level. We not dump down anyone. Then you drink a little bit more. We start to crack jokes with you and say things like, oh, this is the number. Got a plan? You need 8 hours to recover. So it's funny, but it gives you information. This is 013 BAC, which is a precise measurement. But what it means that I'll be sober in 8 hours. That's more meaningful information to me. And this app proceeds to crazy versions, crazy screens where, like this, you'll be completely drunk, and then it will be just saying, like, this is the moment when people lose their car keys or keys from the home. Or this, it will be like, I'm calling Uber, and there'll be like Uber button, big Uber button, like this. You see? Just this saying, Jordana, like calling you by the name, like, what are you doing? You're drinking. Just this creates the movie for a person. So it's no more a device for you to measure your alcohol. Now it's your companion into that party, into the drinking, whatever your reason is. One of my favorite conversations with investors was, they asked me, what is the target audience for the products, like the breath, the alcohol monitor, and the person environment monitor? And I said, kids from age 15, And she's like, yo, they can drink, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, they can, but they drink. So I would rather have my kid this crazy device and they drink with their friends and not drive drunk, then I would just give them shape. They will drink anyway. There's no need to suppress that. There's just need to manage that and explain that and give the information about the harm and what it makes to you and it's dangerous, etc. But there's no need to shame people, and that's why I like this approach. It's just real. Right. Any questions on Lapka? Let me see. Dmitry is saying, I still use Lapka. That's crazy. That's crazy. Daniel saying, it's not a product, it's mode, it's or a meme. Lot Saga. Yeah, it is. Right. Am I still live? I'm curious. I closed the tab. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Am I still live? Yeah. All right. Um, well, just a few words to finish this. It says research now open for investment. We are very clear on what we're doing. There's no games, no gimmicks. We want to build. You see through, if you watch this whole video, thank you, but you see that everything is interconnected and we are aiming to build the same one thing. Whoever will join, let's do it. Whoever think that they can do this on this level of quality, let's do it. And we will just continue to build this universe further and further and further that we've been doing for the past 10 years. And Lot and Arc is the latest representation of that. We will succeed on our own. We might do it with companies like Mercedes if they ready. But we're doing a better world, a better universe through design, through products, through experiences. And the only way to do this is no bullshit. Just make it how it's supposed to be. And it's not that hard. You just really need to say no to a lot of things and push it till the end. So that's what we're trying to do. It's just the beginning. I don't think we pushed it till the end. You know, it is beautiful, but I think we can make it way, way crazier. Imagine this with funding. Imagine this after another 10 years with funding. This can be one of the craziest human achievements in history. Not because I'm confident in myself, but I'm confident in us as a community. I see people who join in this. I see how people, being with us and helping us. And I imagine that the moment we get the right partner, that's the moment it is going to blow up to millions and millions of people. Until this moment, let's just push this further and see what happens. I just wanted to say also, I know that there will be people watching this and they'll be really inspired by this collective work. And all I'm asking, if you're inspired, shout out. If you inspired to build your own thing, because people sometimes see something that I didn't say, but it's actually there, and they would start doing it. If you start doing something inspired by this, please just shout out us. Say that let's make it a hip hop community. Let's not make it that it used to be or that it already is, because that is not the right way to live life. So please shout out, please say that I'm inspired by this, please say that I saw this there first, please say that we're doing this because they did it, whatever, because that's what we're doing. So please do the same. I think we need to establish some kind of code between this group of designers where we push this as a tribe. There's no need to fight for their corporate money, guys. They will not be on your side, I promise you. So if the only way to win is we do this very respectfully, and we get to success, you get to success, you get to success, we get to success. So it's important to respect each other. And yeah, we're trying to do this, and I'm just asking for you to participate in the same agenda. Right, this was, thank you for being here. This was off-beat, off-schedule stream for future reference. We might do separate videos on Mercedes, maybe on Yeezy, whatever, if you guys interested. For now, thank you. Don't forget Friday special stream, so please be there. It will be fun to watch. It will be all about lot. And once again, who just tuned recently, lab is not our priority. We're not doing lab. We're doing lot. This is our priority. This is our life. I want to make lot work, and I want to work at lot. Lab is something we do for money, but we do it very well. So call us. Right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.